Namaste. Blessings to all of us. Blessing to our world. Endless, endless joy, happiness, prosperity. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Prosperity, happiness to all. And may it start with me. May it start with you. We're so blessed this morning because we get to feel it. We get to feel the divine presence. We get to honor this life force that comes in with every breath. This life force that gives you the ability to seem like a human, right? To walk and to talk and to enjoy the senses in the right way, which is just that beautiful understanding that they are instruments for the infinite, and we just keep improving our awareness of that. And most specifically, though, we are at a juncture here in the Bhagavad Gita study where it's called the vision of visions. The Lord reveals His cosmic form, and there's something about what we're going to be about for a couple more weeks or so, probably longer, about this vision of visions because it has magic to it. These words, this Yogananda, it's his interpretation of the vision of visions. If you read any other translation of the Bhagavad Gita, you'd find that everyone has a different translation. But this is Yogananda. He had a experience in cosmic consciousness, and then he wrote this vision of vision, which we'll be hearing about very soon now. Okay, so how would you like to feel just wonderful all the time? Like super wonderful, like you're giddy, you're light filled, you have no pain in the body, you have no worries in the mind, you're just spectacularly who you are as a soul. Oh my gosh, isn't that a wonderful intuitive imagination, or a intentional forecast for the rest of your forever, isn't it? To feel really, really, really divine. So I'm going to just read you the last verse 4 of this Vision of Visions, page 815, where he ended up on this last week, and I just want to read it because it sets up this amazing, again, this where we are in the Bhagavad Gita. I think is turning point. Yeah, it's not only a turning point, but it's an awakening. And it's not only just an awakening, but it is just the understanding of what's really going on here, right? In this duality dream delusion that we're in, right? With the good and the bad. And yet that is the hardest thing to accept. Yeah, for some people, the good is very hard to accept. And for others, the bad is very hard to accept. But we're going to learn to accept it in this period or this section of the Bhagavad Gita, okay? So that there's no worry, no fear, no guilt and shame from the past, and no worries about the future, no anxieties about that at all. All right? There's so much here. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I'm about to gain control. I'm about to gain the intuitive wisdom that frees my soul so I can be a free bird for the rest of these days and for forever. My soul bows to you too, Clarks. All right. So this verse 4, page 815, God talks to Arjuna, volume 2, Vision of Visions, the Lord reveals his cosmic form, says this, "Oh Master," this is Arjuna talking, "Oh Master, oh Lord of yogis." Krishna is the Lord of yogis. "If thou deemest me able to see it, show to me thine infinite self." What a question. "If thou deemest me able to see it, show to me thine infinite self." Show me. And Yogananda comments by saying, Hindu scriptures contain 1,000 names for God, each one conveying a different shade of philosophical meaning. But Purushottama means supreme spirit. because this is how Arjuna, he's talking to Purushottama, which means supreme spirit. In an appellation is an appellation, because in the verses above this he talks he calls on our Krishna as Purushottama, which is a supreme spirit, which is an appellation for deity in its highest aspect, the unmanifested Lord beyond creation, unmanifested. You can't, there's no way the human brain can conceive that unless we get the blessing, because the technology's there, but we need the blessing. We can't force that. We can't, just strive for that and think it's going to happen. No, it's the blessing that comes from that striving. The unmanifested Lord beyond creation is Purushottama, who Arjuna is addressing here as Krishna. Ishvara is God in his aspect of cosmic ruler of creation, not the beyond it, but the ruler of creation, Ishvara. And Ishvara is that aspect of supreme spirit by whose will all universes in orderly cycles are created, maintained, and dissolved. So we have there the Brahman as a creator, we have Vishnu as a preserver, and we have Shiva as a destroyer, right? And Ishvara is in charge of all that. So although Arjuna fully accepts the truth of the Lord as Purushottama, as the one who is the unmanifested, can't be conceived by the human brain without the magical touch of the Guru's grace, right? So we can have an awakened cosmic consciousness brain. Even though Arjuna fully accepts the truth that the Lord is this beyond creation, unmanifested, pure spirit, supreme spirit, Purushottama, his human heart yearns to see him as Ishvara. Ishvara, which is the divine ruler whose body is the universe. So he wants to see the divine, the infinite in this creation. What is that like? Not beyond it. He wants to see it in creation. That's his wish. All right. So we go now to verses 5 to 7, and the story continues as this. The blessed Lord said, in response to Arjuna's request, I want to see Ishvara. I want to see you, O infinite spirit, Purushottama. I want to see you in creation. Can you grant me that wish? So the blessed Lord, Krishna, says to Arjuna, behold, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, by hundreds and by thousands my divine forms, by hundreds and by thousands my divine forms, multicolored, omnifarious. That's verse 5. Verse 6 says, behold the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the twin Ashvins, the Maruts, and many wonders here to unknown. That's quite a word, isn't it? Hitherto unknown. So we don't have to say who those Adityas, Dashus, or Rudas. We kind of covered them when we were looking at those aspects of divinity in the previous verses. And then verse 7 says, here and now, O conqueror of sleep, Arjuna, O conqueror of sleep, the sleep of delusion. Here and now, O conqueror of sleep, says Lord Krishna, behold, as unified in my cosmic body, Ishvara is talking, this is Ishvara, in my cosmic body. Behold, as unified in my cosmic body, all worlds, all that moves or is motionless, and whatever else thou desirest to see. So he's given in. He's going to give Arjuna the wish. And Yogananda says, the Lord said, behold me embodied as the cosmic idol in the temple of omnipresence. In the temple of omnipresence, the cosmic idol in the temple of omnipresence, in this creation, the whole cosmos of gods, men, and nature. And because for the devotee, God is the inexhaustible wish fulfiller. Hey, Hey, Clark's Narayan G, and anyone else who comes on this line. How's that? How is that to know that your God, the one who you love the most, that you pray for, whatever is the denomination or non-denomination or whatever aspect, or you have this just this personalized aspect of the divine, but it's all about the truth. It's all about the devotion you have for that truth. That the devotee, you and me, know that God is the inexhaustible wish fulfiller. So, right off the bat this morning, regardless of what we've already said, regardless about this big wisdom and all this kind of stuff, what do you want? What wish do you want to make to the divine right now? To the inexhaustible wish fulfiller. Inexhaustible. When was the last time you made a wish upon a star of your spiritual eye? We call this stream unity in variety. So remember, if thy eye be single, thy whole body will be filled with light. We're about unity and variety. There's just the one. And of course, you've heard that hot dog joke for yogis, right? It's been around a long time. But yogi goes up to a hot dog stand and says, make me one with everything. Make me one with everything, right? So when was the last time you asked the everything, the one, the inexhaustible wish fulfiller, to help you out this morning with a beautiful wish upon a star, right? Because fairy tales do come true. He added, "Ask of me anything," says this wish fulfiller. Ask me anything. Come on, let's make this relative to us. Let's relate to this, right? That's all we try to do here. This commentary from this soul, me, the little me, that is being supported by the big, the big me, capital M, is adding this to help us get it so we can relate to this Gita, this wisdom, to this amazing journey that we are on. So that wish fulfiller says, ask me anything. So go ahead, kids. Go ahead, make a wish upon a star. Ask the divine well-wisher. I can't say that enough. Anything right now. Anything. Maybe it's just to help me in general. Right? Whatever thou desirest to see, whether of the past, the present, or the future, shall appear before thee, O Arjuna. Woo! Mindful of his promise, he grants Arjuna's unspoken request. Arjuna had an unspoken request. You know what it is? We're talking about the battle, between the Kurus and the Pandus, right? We're talking about the battle between good and evil here, right? Been around for a while, since the beginning of this manifested creation and the duality that goes with it, right? So Arjuna had an unspoken desire. You know what it is? Hey, Krishna, who wins the battle of Kurukshetra? Who wins this battle within me? Who wins this battle in this outer in Mother Nature? Who wins it? The snakes, the golden doodles. Who wins? Right? Mindful of his promise, he grants Arjuna unspoken request to know the outcome of the impending battle on the field of Kurukshetra. So go for it. Make a wish and make plenty of them. It's inexhaustible. The genie in the bottle, there's more than three wishes you get. You get an inexhaustible supply of wishes from the wish fulfiller, source itself. So that knowledge of who wins the battle of Kurukshetra, he had previously withheld from Arjuna. Now Arjuna, this is so key here, purified. He's granting his wishes, Krishna is to Arjuna. He's granting those wishes because Arjuna is doing the work. He's working the program. Because now Arjuna is purified by two things, my dears. This is two things that are absolutely top priority in our quest. for soul realization, and then oneness with the infinite spirit, and happiness, and this feeling really, 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 really good for the rest of forever, right? Two things are so important, top priority. Arjuna is now purified by humility and devotion. He purified himself through giving back to God everything that he is all the time, into the sacred fire. I cast myself into the sacred fire, O Krishna, and through his unceasing devotion, humility and devotion. He, Arjuna, now, you and me now, in a relative way, have become a fit receptacle for truth. And we can just come back to this beautiful intake of a breath right now, knowing that it is not only just the divine love or peace or joy or happiness, it is life force, a life force to keep you listening right now, to keep you sitting in the chair upright right now, to keep you maybe enjoying a breakfast or whatever time frame you're in right now, or almost back to bed after this is over, right? It gives you all of these gifts of being supported in a physical form, 100%, being powered by spirit in this physical form, being operated by divine mother's amazing grace in this physical form. Every inhale. Why not give yourself some love this morning by loving the life force that comes in with the breath as you sit here? Love the life force. It's sustaining you, right? It's pure spirit. Why don't we love the life that is in us today without any judgment for this outer world? Because we are unified in the variety of our all the thoughts we have today. How many thousands is that going to be, right? And the emotions that may get stirred up today, whatever, right? How can we just totally be grateful for a breath that is the life within us to keep us going for this next step? This next breath gives us life for whatever, how many seconds that is until we need another breath of life force. If we love that life force, we'd be loving all the time. And this is what um, Abraham Hicks says about all that, right? And a little quote that I put up on Facebook says, "Give yourself the love you seek. Give yourself the love you seek." Well, it's love coming in, but it's life force coming in, it's peace coming in, God's coming in with every breath. So we seek the awareness of breath because breath is God, because breath is love, because breath is life force. So this quote says, "Give yourself the love you seek, and the universe will send people who match it." I think that's so cool because we need a heck of a tribe here, don't we? We have each other. There's no tribe like this little tribe that's been Tuesday, Tuesday with the Om, right? Tuesday with the wisdom, Tuesday with Bhagavan, Lord Krishna, Lord of Yoga, right? And with each other. Unbelievable. So let's give ourselves the love we seek, and the universe will send people who match it. You and me, right here, right now, loving this eternal now loving presence, right? Huh? So we go to verse 8. We're moving right along because this is quite a story, right? He's going to grant his wishes to see Ishvara, the one who is the Lord of the ruler of this outer manifestation of the invisible, intangible, formless spirit. So verse 8 says, "But thou cannot see me, Arjuna, with mortal eyes." Verse 8, page 817. But you can't see me with mortal eyes. Therefore, I give thee sight divine. Ask for that, wish for that. Lord, give me a little sight divine today so I can, you know, and really enjoy that hot dog. I can be one with everything. So I can see that this thing here, this object, this person, this car, whatever, it's all spirit in drag, in disguise. Give me that sight divine so I can see you in this creation. I can see you in my little journey today. I can see you in washing the dishes. I can see you in my hubby or my wifey, right? I can see you in the breeze. I can hear you in the breeze. I can hear you in as the Om. So I give thee sight divine. What a day we have. The Lord has given us sight divine. Behold my supreme power of yoga, which is what? Oneness with me. Union with your soul and then the soul with spirit. Isn't this something? Doesn't this really take the edge off of today? Huh? If there was an edge, right? And now you're just feeling so light, so airy, not airy fairy, but airy, meaning that you are invisible, intangible, pure, immortal soul, bliss. That's airy, right? So Yogananda says the dual eyes of man's physical body are adapted to visions of Maya. I read this on our last thing because I jumped ahead last week because it was coming up as the two words that was our title for last week. The dual eyes of man and woman's physical body are adapted to visions of Maya. So we've adapted all right as a species, but to the delusion for the most part. But now we are about the unity and the diversity, whatever that diversity is. And there's no greater diversity than you're born as a little baby, as an immortal, all powerful soul, as a little tiny, little helpless baby, and then this thing called death. But now we're going to understand in this vision of vision, that's just the package. That's the plan. That's the divine plan, right? It's just all that happens is just a change of address. That's all. We leave the body, we go to another place, right? Go to stay there for a while and come back into a body. It's just change, a change of energy. Nothing changes as far as the reality of us as the immortal soul, but the conditions change in a relative dual dream delusion, but not in the unmanifest, because we're going to be heading there once we get this duality dream delusion figured out, right? Which is coming in the vision of visions. So we've adapted the visions of Maya, the world of duality, day and night, birth and death, and so on. The single eye in the forehead is the divine gaze. Is the divine gaze. That was our title last week. The divine gaze. Let's look from the divine gaze. Let's lessons from this pineal gland here, right? Let's make it happen here. Let's just have a divine gaze. Let's just have, one idea, Yogananda, and leave all the rest of alone. Make me one with everything, Lord. Maybe that's our wish. Make me one with everything today, right? Let me see that it's all you and I am all you. And this moment is filled with you. Is the divine gaze, the spiritual eye in the forehead, by which alone the yogi may perceive the unity and variety. There we go. This is the only place and it's not that we have our eyes upturned and cross-eyed and everything during the day, but we just know that if thy eye be single, we're single-hearted. We're single-hearted, right? I am, this is Krishna's words in one of the verses, I am easily reached by the yogi who is single hearted, by the yogi who is single hearted, and who remembers, who remembers me daily and continuously, who remembers this humility and devotion, right? Who remembers me daily and continuously, whose mind, whose mind, whose mind's intensely focused on me, whose mind's intensely focused on me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm easily reached by the yogi and yogini who is single-hearted, single-minded, unity in variety, or unity in diversity, unity no matter what goes which way, south, north, east, or west today, that there is this one ongoing ecstasy of your heart with the truth that right here, right now, I'm loving this. The Holy Infinite Spirit. This, THIS, the Holy Infinite Spirit, and then we'll add bliss. The Lord now awakens that I in his devotee. Woohoo! Boom! You know, it's like the movie with the little guy that says phone home, ET, ET, right? The finger, boom, or that picture, classic painting of the finger and touching an angel or something. I forget where that's from, but it's a classic picture, just the finger. So, boom, the Lord now awakens us, our spiritual eye in his devotee or her devotee, now awakens us. Up to this point, Arjuna had accepted by faith their sacred revelations, but now he has attained the yogi's goal, direct experience of deity. Hey, we'll take it again, relatively, right? Relating to how each of us are right now. What's our frequency? What's our vibration? What's in the head? I hope not a lot, except just this complete idea of surrendering into this heart of love, right? The single-hearted, because Krishna is easily reached by the yogi who is single-hearted, right? Maybe that's all that's in our head today. That would be wonderful, right? And maybe it is. Maybe you wish for that. That all your thinking can turn to this loving that's in your heart center. Huh? Instead of thinking, we're loving. Verse 9. What? Verse 9. So now Sanjaya, which is that eternal observer, witness consciousness of your soul, Sanjaya says to the blind mind, or Dhritarashtra, right? King Material Desire. He says that to King Material Desire because this is all kind of an introspection that's happening. This is all happening in meditation to the devotee, this whole Bhagavad Gita, right? In the higher consciousness that we are striving to have through our humility and devotion, right? Through complete surrender. Huh? Is it all making some sense? Is it all coming together, right? As one right now in the unity? And now we can totally radically accept the diversity or the variety. That means the good and the bad and everything in between and everything at extremes. We can accept it completely now. It's God's show. It's not ours at all. So Yogananda comments and says, or Sanjaya says to the King Material Desire, with these words, Hari or Krishna, the exalted Lord of Yoga, revealed to Arjuna the consummate embodiment of Supreme Spirit, Purushottama, as Ishvara, the ruler of creation, the consummate embodiment. So we're talking about Ishvara now, the cosmic bodied Ishvara form, the cosmic bodied Ishvara form. Verse 9. And then Yogananda comments, thank God for Yogananda's comments, right? And by the way, I think I had the dates wrong last week when I was saying it was his Samadhi on March 5th. Man. Senior moment personified for me, you know, and it's really March 7th. And Sri Teshwa's was March 9th. So I had a little a faux pas there. But what did it matter? You got the gist of the sincerity of it, right? You still got the gist of it, and maybe it was meant to be. I think it was because there was a birthday, my sister's birthday, that made her very happy to know that she was on the same day as Yogananda's great Mahasamadhi. So it's all good. The Lord has no form, Master Yogananda says, but in his aspect as Ishvara, he assumes every form. Oh God, really? So in truth, there is no form. The Lord has no form. But by virtue, but in this case, in his aspect as Ishvara, he assumes every form. So he went from no form to every form. By virtue of his supreme yoga power, the supreme yoga power, the unmanifested becomes the visible miracle of the universe. The physical, the visible miracle of the universe. It's a miracle. Your life force is a miracle. To live today is a miracle. It's the greatest gift that can ever be given. That we are with the technology and the chakras and the possibilities. We have a true guru. We have a true teaching. At least for me, right? It's all about who's doing the translation, my dears. For some blessed good reason, Yogananda's teachings from day one, I've never questioned them, never doubted them. So for me, and maybe it's like that for you too to some level. And who's judging levels? Not us, right? That this is pure gold. This is pure gold to spend an hour on every Tuesday morning to bring down this commentary not only of the Gita but through the cosmic consciousness of this divine teacher called Paramahansa Yogananda. What? How precious is that? So, by virtue of his supreme yoga power, the unmanifested becomes a visible miracle of the universe. The visible miracle of this universe and all these forms, all the variety of forms, and Mother Nature and everything. Oh my goodness! But you can't use the two eyes anymore. You gotta just have a single-hearted devotion with a lot of humility going on, right? And then ask the wish fulfiller for anything and everything, like Arjuna did. This is very beautiful, what's coming up here. Hari, another name that they use for Krishna, Hari, Hare Krishna. That's what the Hari before Krishna means. Hari means the stealer of hearts. I love this about Lord Krishna. I have met my third chakra, right? And we talk about that. You may have him there, but you may have him other way. It doesn't matter. With humility and devotion, nothing matters. You're one on one. You do it your way, baby. You know, you love the way you love. You let go the way you let go. It doesn't matter. There's no comparison with anything, right? There's no right or wrong way here. It's just the humility and the devotion that matters. So listen to this. The stealer of hearts, Hari, is the name given to Sri Krishna as an incarnation of Vishnu. So here's Vishnu, the preserver of everything beautiful and powerful, right? And the preserver of staying in the body when the breath comes in and you're in the body again for another moment, right? All day long, we just love the life force. All day long because it's a gift. We don't know when this gift of being in the physical form is going to stop, and we're in the gift of being in our astral body, right? The yogis and the great ones are going to pick us up in that transition, maybe even before we leave the body, right? Maybe before whatever is the last breath or whatever, right? That they're there. There's no that transition is absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, filled with light, filled with love, filled with this feeling really, really good. No more maintenance of the body, no more duties to do today, no more, oh God, just as a burden. Life is feeling like a burden, right? All that stuff. So Hari, the stealer of hearts, is a name given to Sri Krishna as an incarnation of Vishnu. In this role as an avatar, this is what Vishnu does. And Krishna, as the stealer of hearts, takes away the evil of Maya, takes it away, takes it away. Vishnu, in this role as Ishvara, right, takes away the Maya from the hearts of receptive devotees, takes it away, like gone. So that their purified devotion. Remember how Arjuna had to get purified before the inexhaustible well-wisher, fulfiller, well-wisher, fulfiller, was that right? Well-wisher, fulfiller, the inexhaustible wish fulfiller, the wish fulfiller, right? Could grant him his wishes, his desires, even the unspoken one of who wins this dang war, right? And of course, we know the Pandus won. The soul wins. So this stealer of hearts, in this role as an avatar, Vishnu, as like Lord Krishna, he can take the form of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna can take the form of Vishnu, takes away the evil of Maya from the hearts of receptive devotees, so that their purified devotion flows unceasingly in worshipful adoration of the Lord. Have a most magnificent day, my dears. Because right now, the Lord, Ishvar, this miracle, this visible miracle of the universe, is stealing away the evil of the Maya that's in your heart, in your receptive heart, to give you a purified devotion that flows unceasingly in worshipful adoration of the Lord. Ain't that something? Isn't that something? So it really does make sense. I am easily reached, says Lord Krishna in a previous verse, by the yogi who is single hearted. Makes total sense. One who is single hearted to the point where he gets this blessing, or he finally gets this Maya delusion just taken away from his heart center, so that this devotion flows. It flows effortlessly, like breathe in spirit, exhale, let your soul, and then say soul, and give you, and let the soul love spirit back. So you, the little ego, has nothing to do about this. We have nothing to do about anything. We have much to do about nothing. Right? We don't do. This is all the magic. This is all the visible magic of this universe that's supporting us here. Okay? Not to worry, my dears. Not to worry. Because we are going to get blessed. Well, we're getting a lot of blessings today. With a purified devotion, the evil's taken away from our hearts by Vishnu. And we're going to have purified devotion that flows unceasingly in worshipful adoration of the Lord. Do you want to worship with me? Do you want to worship with the holy ones? Do you want to worship with those who love to worship? Right? And it's not like the dogmatic worship. It's not the anything but the pure, humble desire, sincerest desire of your heart. What do you want? What is in that heart? What do you want? Hmm? Very simply, can we just want one thing, which is our greatest need? There's a difference between a want and a need, right? Wants just keep on adding up, and nothing actually manifests, or no experiences of God it can happen with a wish. But when you have a need, when you have the greatest need, and Yogananda says your greatest need is God all the time. Your greatest need is breath. To remember that it is God that you need right now. The breath coming in, the life force, the love force coming in right now, filling you up just for another moment, another 30 seconds or so, right? That we can stay single hearted in 30 seconds, right? And then wait patiently for this next gift, this miracle of life, of having a physical form in a non physical total reality. But also now we're understanding that God is embodied in this temple. He's the idol that we want to worship as the embodiment in every creature, in every rock, in every stone, in this approaching death. We want to be able to say, it's all you, beloved. It's all you. So let's join me in worship, right? Let's join each other in worship as we worship him throughout this day, or her, Divine Mother, right? Isn't it beautiful? And you have a tribe that worship exactly similarly. There's no distraction. Everybody's heart is given over, right? Everyone's mind is calm and centered in that heart. Everybody is just knowing that at anything they need, that the inexhaustible wish fulfiller, done, done. So that, believe it or not, was verse 9. And we're moving to verses 10 to 14. See, we're getting ready for the big thing. Yogananda's in a samadhi, it's vision of visions. You won't find the words that he uses when we go through the vision of visions on any other interpretation of the Bhagavad Gita when it comes to this chapter 11, where we are at right now. There's none other like it. So we're right in tune. We're right in tune with with that beautiful alignment we have with who God has given us, who Spirit has given us as a teacher, right? As the one who's going to lead us from darkness to light, from restlessness to peace, and from death to immortality, from the unreal to the real. Deliverer of darkness is the messenger of truth, the divine teacher, right? Who really is your soul. All right, not to complicate things, but who's really your soul. It's really the it's it's simple. You are soul. All right. So verses 10 to 14. Are you with me? Is it still a good morning? Are you happy? Are you making a wish? Maybe you're going for it. Maybe you're just totally in a wishful state, but it's coming from a place of humility and a purified devotion. Ooh, purified devotion. And it's just happening like you're a river, like it's you're a flowing river of life force. You're flowing, you know, uh, uh, flowing consciousness of infinite love, right? You are a wisdom. You walk with wisdom. You walk with truth. And same with the talk. You walk and talk. Everything is unified. Everything is in congruity. Everything is perfect alignment. Unified so that what? We can deal with the diversity and the variety without freaking out. How's that? So, verse 10 to 11. So Arjuna saw, now he starts to see, the multifarious, marvelous presence of the deity, infinite in forms, shining in every direction of space, omnipotent, all pervading, adorned with countless celestial robes and garlands and ornaments, upraising heavenly weapons, upraising heavenly weapons, divine weapons, fragrant with every lovely essence. His mouths and eyes, his mouths and eyes everywhere. Mm. Verse 12. If 1,000 suns appeared simultaneously in the sky, if ever there was a time for intuitive imagination, dears, don't think one thought. Just feel, just go within, let go, let God. Love conquers all. Let go, let God. Love conquers all. Just be in the loving, the purified devotion. Love conquers all. Let go, let God. If 1,000 suns appeared simultaneously in the sky, their light might dimly resemble. If 1,000 suns appeared simultaneously in the sky, their light might dimly resemble, just dimly, the splendor of that omnific, what a great use of a word, omnific being, Ishvar, ruler of creation. The Lord as embodied as a divine idol in this temple of creation. All right. Verse 13, there, resting within the infinite form of the God of gods. There, resting within the infinite form of the God of gods. Arjuna, resting within the infinite form of the God of gods. Arjuna beheld the entire universe with all its diversified manifestations. Here we go. Verse 14. Then, okay, what happens? Next episode. We're in a series, right? This is season number 200 billion. This is season, a new season in this story of a soul waking up and returning home, the infinite spirit bliss. Not too shabby, huh? Then, in this next season, the winner of wealth, Arjuna, the winner of wealth. Remember, we call Krishna called him that some verses back. The winner of wealth, wonderstruck. Are you a little wonderstruck right now? I am, because I love intuitive imagination. It's just playtime. With God, everything is fun. Without God, everything is anything but fun. So this can be fun, this waking up. They say that breaking up is hard to do. No, it's waking up is hard to do. But once you get on a roll, it's easy, right? Because soul takes over. That's why it's easy. Everything is easy. Is grace and ease. Great saying. Grace and ease. Grace and ease. That's why that purified devotion can just flow unceasingly as we worship in adoration the divine presence. Thus, the winner of wealth, Arjuna, wonderstruck, his hair standing on end. You imagine? His palms together in a prayerful gesture. Namaste. Bowing his head in awe before the Lord, addressed him. Now Arjuna is going to address the Lord in this vision of visions he's experiencing. Direct experience of deity as Ishvara, ruler of all creation. Wow. All right. So these verses 15 to 34 are in Sanskrit, which I'm not even going to get near to read the Sanskrit. But this, where it is in English, what I just said is in Sanskrit. This is on page 821. And Arjuna said. Now, Arjuna is going to talk for a few pages here as he witnesses this unbelievable unfoldment or embodiment of something that is not a body, that is formless and infinite in creation, right? So he's going to see the well, I'm going to let me just say that I would like to, before reading the vision of visions, which you're going to hear Yogananda in his commentary say that this came as a vision to him in a cosmic consciousness. And so this is his version of the vision of visions that we're going to hear from Arjuna, where we said Arjuna said, and then boom, about 3 or 4 pages of the vision of visions. But I think I want to jump over to page 826 and get us started on just the commentary first of this vision, because it's intense, because it's both splendor unbelievable, beauty unbelievable, and then the most incredible dreadful kind of wording that you could come up with, because it has to do with this thing that has got everybody worried, and that is this thing called death, right? But taken in the right way, you're finally going to say, okay, it's still my one beloved. This is why I want just to be in total worship and adoration and a purified heart's devotion to that one, single hearted, right? Single hearted. I am easily reached, says Lord Krishna, says the Spirit. I am easily reached by the single hearted. So let's go to page 826. Right after Arjuna gave maybe 3 or 4, 5 pages of what he experienced, direct experience of the divine deity in creation, right? And I already gave you a little sampling of it in that, excuse me. He saw, for starters, the multifarious, marvelous presence of the deity, infinite in forms, shining in every direction of space, omnipotence, all pervading, adorned with countless celestial robes and garlands. Can you intuitively imagine this? And ornaments. I'm repeating this because I think it's worth it before I give you some of Yogananda's commentary in closing today. And we'll save the words of Arjuna for next week. Upraising heavenly weapons, fragrant with every lovely essence, his mouths and eyes everywhere, this presence. If 1,000 suns appeared simultaneously in the sky, their light might dimly resemble the splendor of that omnific being. There, resting within the infinite form of the God of gods, Arjuna beheld the entire universe with all its diversified manifestations. Then the winner of wealth, Arjuna, wonderstruck, his hair standing on end, his palms together in a prayerful gesture, bowing his head in awe before the Lord, addressed him. All right? That's coming next week. The address. The address to the union of soul and spirit. How's that? He's addressing the union. The union address of the uniting of soul and spirit. First, we get united with soul, and then united with soul, we get united with spirit. Okay? Yogananda's commentary. These verses from the Bhagavad Gita are unparalleled, are an unparalleled ode to the universal form of spirit, a paean to the glory of the cosmic bodied dream idol enshrined in the wall-less temple of infinity. Massive universes and their tiniest particles. Majestic gods of nature and the most insignificant of creatures. The shadow plays of good and evil all hold their special place in the confirmation of the cosmic image. So here's the image of the beloved in creation. And all of that diversity, from the most majestic to the most insignificant, the shadow plays of good and evil, all hold their special place. All of whatever you could see today, think about today, has a special place in the confirmation that it is all the cosmic image. It is all the beloved in form, in creation. Wow. Often are these verses sung in worship in India. When properly intoned in the original Sanskrit, the vibratory blessings awakens a thrill of knowing. Remember, we read this before. I don't think we can repeat this enough. When properly intoned in the original Sanskrit, the vibratory blessing awakens the thrill of knowing in the receptive devotee, stirring sleeping memories of truth realization, held sacredly safe in the inner sanctum of the soul. See, self-realization is being held for you. It's waiting. It's in waiting. It's soul in waiting in the inner sanctum. This realization of the soul is being held. It's in waiting. Through the portals of this song of praise, oft have I entered. This is Yogananda now, he's saying. I mean, this is his commentary. Through the portals of this song of praise, often have I entered the cosmic temple. See, he just didn't just take whatever commentary he was reading, you know. He went into the temple. He entered the cosmic temple to worship at the altar of the manifested Lord. He just went right on in to worship. Want to worship with Yogananda? Huh? The manifested Lord? Can we pretend? Can we have intuitive imagination? Many years ago, Yogananda goes on to say, after one such experience in cosmic consciousness, I wrote the Vision of Visions. A lyrical rendition of these verses interwoven with an interpretation of their significance. I have offered this rendering herewith. Coming up next week. Rather than a more constrained verse by verse literal translation, if you looked at any other translation, I think most of you would go, oh man, I'm just so glad that we have Yoganandas, right? They're everybody's different. So there's probably liberated souls that are reading some other. That's great. We want that. We want that. But we're very fortunately to really love what we have, right? I have offered this rendering herewith rather than a more constrained verse by verse literal translation, in the conviction that the unique animation of feelings that he's going to portray in his version next week, that the unique animation of feelings characteristic of poesy is a proper medium for the eloquence of this Sanskrit scriptural canticle. It's amazing. It's amazing that we can take this stuff that, I mean, for years I just read right by it. I didn't even read it. It's like, right? You know how the mind is? Our minds are getting more receptive, wouldn't you say? Because our heart is more receptive. It's more purified. Wouldn't you say that your ability to concentrate on the truth is getting better, right? Let's just celebrate. Let's just celebrate from here on out, all right? The good, bad, and the ugly, whatever happens, is all spirit. There's nothing to fear, nothing at all. Only fools fear. Spirit, the blissful consciousness of the unmanifested absolute. So, what is spirit? It's the blissful consciousness of the unmanifested absolute. Right, Narayan? Out of this world and into our souls. Perfect comment. Perfect comment. Perfect for today and always. Spirit, the blissful consciousness. Here's what spirit is: the blissful consciousness of the unmanifest absolute. Everything. We're going to feel really, really good for a very, very long time, in eternity. An eternity of feeling really, really, really good, because we're going to have the blissful consciousness of the unmanifested absolute. No pain, no gain, no worry, no fear, right? Just the true state of things, just the truth, nothing but the truth. Inconceivable, this blissful consciousness of the unmanifested absolute to circumscribed minds. So don't be panicking. Don't be worried if you don't get this stuff. That you know what I'm saying? Don't be worried about anything, dears. It's all going to come in due time. All we're going to do is just, be this little tortoise that pulls within its shell the limbs of the senses and hovers in there so we can sit a little longer in the bliss, the joy, loving the life force, whatever it is, wherever you're at in your journey right now, right? We're not going to worry about a thing anymore. Inconceivable to circumscribed mind spins within an infinitesimal part of its cosmic consciousness, a universal form. Wow. So, this blissful consciousness of unmanifested absolute, inconceivable to circumscribed mind, spins within an infinitesimal part of its cosmic consciousness, an infinitesimal, just this little tiny part of its infinite consciousness, a universal form. Hello, Ishvara, ruler of creation, embodiment in creation. Huh? This is just an infinitesimal part of the joy that we're going to feel forever and forever. Just a little part. Each component of universal creation is individualized. Each component of universal creation, each detail of universal creation. What? You could just spend a lifetime in your backyard looking at the infinitesimal components that are in your backyard, right? And worshiping it, right? Seeing the luster of the light coming up from underneath it, right? You never get bored in this multicolored variety, of infinite variety and colors and beauty. You never get tired of it. Each component of universal creation is individualized cosmic consciousness. Each component of you, every cell of your body, every thought that comes through your head, I don't care what it is, don't judge it, right? Is individualized cosmic consciousness if only we have the purified heart going. And the humility, we would know this to be true. It's individualized cosmic consciousness that's unified with all other manifestations of the bonds. It's unified with all of the bonds of nature and human nature, where we're just tied up in knots, worried. We're tied up in knots, being feeling unworthy, undeserving, and all that stuff. Tied up in knots, bonded, right? But nonetheless, we're still unified with all the other manifestations by the bonds of nature and cosmic law, our karma. God is a supreme dreamer of nature, and God is individual, delimited intelligence subject to nature. Delimited. That's a new, I never heard that word. Delimited. So it's all the little aspects of things that are just, they come and go. They're born and they die. And some little bugs, they don't live long. Some tortoises live for 200 years. And God is individual, delimited intelligence, subject subject to nature. From gods to men, together create. From gods to men and women, right? Together create all happiness, all happenings in the universal drama through the operation of cosmic law. We all create everything together. Make me one with everything, right? The human consciousness is perplexed and unable to reconcile the benign and destructive aspects of the Lord. We can't get it. So don't worry, don't get all freaked out because you don't get it. Of course, we don't get it, right? Of course, there's birth and death, right? Let's just be real, right? The human consciousness is perplexed. Okay, good, I accept it. And unable to reconcile the good, the benign, and the destructive aspects of the Lord. I don't see good everywhere. I have already got my mind set on something that's not right, and I'm completely off the mark, right? We're unable to reconcile the benign and destructive aspects of the Lord, bestowing good and beauty to man and woman and the world on the one hand, and bringing death and destruction on the other. Come on, you're going to try to, what all that can do is make you depressed, right? If you're not on a spiritual quest, you'll be depressed if you're not on a spiritual quest, right? Wow. I'd say this is getting good. This is so intensely important. But if spirit be omnipresence and the essence of all this madness, the good, the bad, and the ugly, naught can be outside of him. Nothing can be outside of spirit. Everything is in spirit. Spirit is in everything. Thus does God declare in the Bible. This is a great Bible quote. This is a Bible. No wonder Yogananda did commentary for the Bible and the Gita, right? Every Sunday service was a quote from the Gita and a quote from the Bible. But listen to this Bible quote. It's from Isaiah. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. There's none else. I girded thee, invested thee with thy powers and attributes. We just talked about that. Though thou hast not known me, though we don't have a clue that we're invested with God life force right now, God love right now, God peace right now, right? But still thou hast not known me. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Isaiah 45, 5, 7. All right. So let me just read maybe one more, just a little bit more, and then we're going to close. All right. Because it's just because we're on a roll. All right. I don't mind going a minute or more later. I hope you don't either. The dualities of good and evil, joy and sorrow, life and death, the dualities, good and evil, joy and sorrow, life and death are meant neither to hurt nor to please anybody. Dang, this is good. But to afford infinite opportunities to the Lord's children, that's us, to experience the cosmic drama, to experience this as a show, the cosmic drama. And by right participation, the right attitude, the right actions, to evolve to higher and higher states of wisdom and freedom. The Lord is the sole reality. The cosmic drama is his dream. The value of all dualities is relative to their end result. The hue and cry of mortals is because our consciousness is short sighted, forgetful of causes, and ignorant of the ultimate consummation. Wow. I'm going to end right there, okay? Because we got to read this again when we're fresh, and we're starting next week, and we'll read Yogananda's commentary probably to the end, and then we'll just sit back in our chairs and listen to Yogananda's vision of visions. And so it is. Namaste. May the blessings be. May you have all of your wishes 100% fulfilled right now, in this moment. This, the Holy Infinite Spirit. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Namaha. I bow. Blessings to all.